Hello, everybody. It's Stephen and Walter here for another episode of So Chatty. It's episode number 120, and it is November the 10th, 2023. So we've got some things to show you. We've got some follow-up emails. We've got some stuff about searching, because there seems to be a lot of people out there that really aren't clear on how to find things. And and some comments from, actually, no, we don't have any comments from last week because there weren't any comments that we needed to discuss. Just had a lot of compliments, which was very nice. So, right off the bat, you can see we are wearing new Walter shirts. These are, what are these?
Retro shirts.
I know, retro. Why are they retro? Because
we're going to a 60th birthday party, and they said come in 60s wear. But this isn't really 60s wear. This is just retro wear because fabric. The other way that you go is wear something like you would wear at a 60s cocktail party, but that would be a suit and a tie and everything else, and we don't really.
Well, if it was a 60s cocktail party, I'd be in a diaper. So, yeah. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't be. So that's kind of scary too. So, but you can see this fabric now, where'd you get the fabric?
I got it at Spoonflower.
And what you were talking about the quality of this fabric.
Well, I find it's a little stiff. It wrinkles well when you wash it, and but it's comfortable on. It's cotton,
comfortable,
but it's not the same grade as quilting cotton because it's the weave is a little more open, and it stitches differently. Like if you look at the what stitches on the top and your stitches that look at the bottom, usually on quilting cotton, they look pretty much the same. But on this, it looks different. You can't really see it because I don't have any open stitches.
But but they're very nice and crisp, I'll say that right now. Of course, you said you take them out of the dryer.
They're not, you can't just put them on because they're too, I can't say they're not super wrinkly, but they're sort of, they look unironed.
Yeah.
Like they're sort of rougher and they need to be pressed.
So you can see on my shirt, I have kitties with martini glasses and sort of the, those retro graphic designs you see on things from the 60s. And of course, this color is definitely 60s as well. And what do you got on yours?
I've got little kitties reading books on chairs, and it's got that, that 60s type print.
Jetson
look type of thing.
That space age look.
I remember my mom had a set of curtains in the 60s that had sort of a similar style of print in it. Like, it had trees. It didn't have kittens, but it had trees and stuff on it. But it had all these, like, little blocks and jetty type look things on it.
So, and what are the kitties' books? What are they reading?
They're reading A Cat's Tale, and I can't remember what the other one is.
Not A Tale of Two Kitties.
No, I can't remember what it was. It was something else.
I like
something
mine better.
like The Cat Scratch or something like that.
I like mine better. Tale of Two Kitties.
The thing is, you can't really read the second book. I had to blow it up and I had to look carefully, find exactly what it was. So I can't hear. You can see it's Cat's Tail on the other one. Oh, there's something meow.
Oh.
The cat's meow.
The cat's meow. I still think they should have had, and I'll say it for a third time because I think it's funny, A Tale of Two Kitties.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. Oh, chuck that one up. Okay, so we've got these now. They're very nice. And if anybody asks us what we're wearing, we're going to say, well, these are just our old pussy shirts. The retro kitties get it. Old, okay, never mind. All right.
Pussy galore.
Pussy galore. Yeah, pussy galore shirts. Yeah, whatever. How James Bondish. All right, so speaking of kitties, I'm going to show you something now, but it's not kitties. I'll show you what I'm working on. I've just done a few of them. This is the one that's called Bundles of Joy, and it was one of the choices on the 4S Club collab that people could have picked. This one came in second. Actually came very close to being the first choice. And the first choice, with all the kitties and that, and I've shown you that this week. It's not all finished yet. The top's done. I have to quilt it and everything. And you're not going to see it again until it's all quilted. And that won't be until we do the big reveal on January the 15th. So I decided I'd work on the second choice, and that's this Bundles of Joy. And I happen to have a bundle of fabric that I bought in Halifax that is sort of Christmas themed, but not necessarily in the traditional colors of Christmas. There's the reds or the greens, but there's blacks, there's blues, that kind of thing in there too. So I have to make 48 of these blocks. Now, taking a quick look at it, and when you've got cats on your mind, if you look at it, it looks like, oh, it's a stylized kitty wearing sunglasses.
Actually, I thought it was badass Christmas trees.
Badass.
Yeah, they're sort of like, they're almost like demons.
Yeah, well, it looks better when they're all together on it, as you could have more of them over there done. But that's the style of it. Bundles of Joy. They're supposed to be, they're not presents. They're supposed to be bundles of fabric. All tied up with a bow on the top.
I see. I see. Yeah.
And it'll be clearer when it gets sashing in it because it will be separated. And when it separates it out, it'll frame it a little bit more too. But
yeah, I can see that now that you say that.
All I can see now is cats wearing sunglasses, especially that one in the middle.
Yeah.
Gee, that might be fun if you did it in the right fabrics. Like you did the cats all in the same color kind of a thing, the piece stripes, and then did those things like sunglasses with circles on them or something. That could be fun. Mm-hmm. I'll never do it, but it could be fun. So, but anyways, that's what I've been working on. And actually today I was working on, I'm making some napkins to go with the African table runner. That, if you remember back a time ago, I got a kit from the Halifax Quilt Show as well, from that place, Meerkat or whatever. And it's African fabrics, and I had a little problem with that pattern, but I got it all together. Well, I have the table runner. It's done. It's been done for a while, and I need a present for our hairdresser. Last year I gave her a quilt, and I think I gave her placemats the year before that with napkins. So I think I'll give her this table runner, but I'm making matching placemats to go with it. Actually, I'm making her, not placemats, napkins. I'm making her actually 4 napkins, and the colors in the napkins go with the African fabric. They're not made from the African fabric because I don't have any more of the African fabric, or not big enough pieces to make placemats. But I found some other fabric in my stash that goes with the colors that are there, and I think it'll be unusual. I don't know if it'll be to her taste, but if I tell her that it's African fabric, she'll get all ooh over that because she kind of gets all ooh over things that are a little bit more exotic. So I'll just talk it up as though exotic, and she'll think it's priceless. Yeah, you know, you can talk some people into anything, but whatever. So, okay, that takes me to announcements. Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen, Wednesday, 9 a.m. Links in the show notes. And I have decided, for those of you that were on Stephanie and Stephen on Wednesday, you already heard this. I was talking about tentatively having a pop-up sew day on November the 18th, Saturday, November 18th. So that's a week from this Saturday coming if you're watching this on November the 10th. So November the 18th, starting at 8 a.m. For those of you on the mailing list, I will send out the link to you. For the rest of you, there'll be a link for it in the show notes to this today, and it'll be in the show notes for Stephen and Walter Live on Sunday, and in the show notes for my vlog and for my Idiot Quilter episode next week. So lots there. So yeah, that's what we are doing next Saturday. Okay. Last week we talked about the concern we had with LDH scissors. And we wrote an email, and I read you the email, and we were waiting for their reply. Well, we got their reply. This is a hard case to talk about in some ways because I do like their products. Yeah. I mean, everything with the exception of that one thing that we got in the gift set, we were very pleased with their products. What I'm not particularly pleased with is, and this is something that I can't put my finger right on and give you concrete evidence of. It's a gut feeling, and it's based upon tone and the tone of their emails. And so I'm going to read you what they wrote back to us, and then I'll point out what I mean about tone with it. This was directed to Walter, of course. Hi, Walter. Thank you for letting me know. We welcome any fair and honest review of our scissors, and you have every right to complain on your platform. We haven't had issues with other customers, but we We'll be sure to make it more clear on our website and our marketing materials that our lightweight series are designed as all-purpose tools. We understand your frustration. You're welcome to return the set by November 25th to get a refund. You will just need to send it back to us. Otherwise, we will be very happy to send you a new lightweight scissor if you think the one you have is defective. If you want to return it back to us, our address is, and they give their address. Please let me know if you have any other questions. Best wishes, Ursula. Ursula is one half of the team. It's a married couple. Okay. At first glance at this, it's a business-like reply. But there are some things in here that make my skin crawl a little bit. It's not the right expression for it. That sounds like it's really horrible. It isn't really horrible. But they said, first of all, we welcome any fair and honest review of our scissors, and you have every right to complain on your platform. Okay, that's sort of passive-aggressive, isn't it? We had mentioned in the letter, if you remember, in the email we sent before, that we were going to talk about this here on So Chatty, but we would certainly also read out any reply that they had. I wanted them to know that we're not doing this to be malicious or anything like that. And there's two sides to the story, and I was going to try and give it as fair a shake as I possibly could. But I said, and you have every right to complain on your platform. Well, we're not complaining. We found a problem that we thought they should be aware of. And that was in the way they described their scissors. Their scissors cut. We determined that. They don't cut the way we would like them to cut. But that's also because we did not realize that these scissors were a more general purpose scissor rather than a pair of shears. Okay? That was not clear. And that's what we pointed out to them. They said we haven't any issues with other customers. That's the one thing I do.
Well, this is a brand new product, right?
Yeah.
They've just put out. So I doubt that they've had very many other customers actually purchase the scissors.
Yeah. But here's the other point, too, is sometimes people just won't complain. They won't make a company aware. What the heck, I bought them, big deal. I'll use them for something and I'll move on.
Well, the one, like they do sell the scissors separate, right? But the one I bought was in a gift set. So you buy a gift set and you give it to somebody else as a gift. Usually those people won't complain and say, oh, wow, I really like those scissors, right? So
no, not when you're giving something as a gift.
Especially a pair of scissors, I think.
Yeah.
People wouldn't really necessarily complain about the
and
quality
and
of
they
scissors.
work. They do work.
They're fine.
They're just not what we expected given the information that was given to us on the website. Okay. They said they've not, so it always bothers me when a company says we've never had any other complaints. Like, okay, immediately that means, well, you must be the nut. You're the oddball. Okay. I don't think a company should say that. What they're doing is they're deflecting it away. They're becoming defensive about it. And that's not really a good look for any company when they do that. Because if the company becomes defensive when you're making a reasonable complaint. Now, I'm not saying, they get a complaint from somebody and they're calling them every name in the book and they're saying your product is like a big piece of crap and blah, blah, blah. I did not say that. I said to them exactly what I've said to you. The scissors are okay, just not what we expected for our purposes based on what was in your ad. The scissors are not defective, okay? And they said, but we will be sure to make it more clear on our website and our marketing materials that our lightweight series are designed as all-purpose tools. Well, I haven't checked the website.
I have checked it.
Did you check it today?
Just not today, but yesterday. And so far they haven't changed.
It's not going to change.
I doubt it will change.
It's not going to change. It's gone. They've dealt with the situation as far as they're concerned. It's over with. And that's fine. I'm not going to pursue it any further. It's their business. It's up to them. but we are making other people aware of this. And just as a side note, I noticed that one person that has a YouTube channel was down at QuiltCon, and he bought some of these scissors, loves them, and now I don't know which scissors he bought. I think he bought the 8-inch shears, the regular. He didn't buy the light ones or the gift set. And he talked 3 of his friends that were there as well into buying them too. So you see, they went to the quilt show, they made 4 sales there. Now, if those people don't like the scissors.
Yeah, well, something interesting I found too is that I noticed that these are called fabric scissors and all their other products are called fabric shears, right? So I thought, maybe there's a difference between a scissor and a shear. So I looked it up on Google, and sure enough, a shear is considered a higher quality pair of scissors than something called a scissor. A scissor is considered a
more general purpose,
more general purpose scissor, right? However, to the average person like myself, I really didn't know the difference between a fabric shear and a scissor. So to me, fabric scissors, fabric shears are the same, right? And unless somebody actually points that out to you, or you're in the know, you may not know that.
Yeah. And the other thing too is they did not qualify it in the description. They said it cut light and medium weight fabric. Okay. It's maybe we're playing with semantics. Maybe I shouldn't be that picky about it.
It does cut. It's just very
it doesn't cut.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah.
When it cuts.
On your
It's almost like if you bought an inexpensive pair of scissors from the dollar store and tried to cut fabric with it. It's not quite that bad, but it's not much better.
No. But that's not what was in their description. I know, it's a little thing. But, the thing that bugs me about this is these are being given as a gift.
Yeah. So, I mean, if somebody is on the receive, they're trying to advertise their product by setting up gift sets or whatever. Then they're you give somebody a set of scissors and they think, oh yeah, these are okay. Mm-hmm. They're nothing to write home about. But if you got a pair of their shears, then you'd think, wow, these are great scissors.
Yeah.
Right. So because they're doing themselves a disservice by packaging that up in a gift set.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing, the reason they've done that is supposedly that it's a lower price point than their regular shears, right? And it is a little cheaper, but it's not a ton cheaper.
It's $4. If you were to buy the 3 sets of things that came in the gift set.
No. I'm saying between the lightweight and the regular.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, we're talking about $30 difference.
Yeah, so. Okay, that's through the ones that are better scissors. That's fine. But if you were to buy these lightweight ones, the snips they have, which weren't lightweight, they're just what they usually have. They're pinking shears, though they consider them the lightweight pinking shears because the handle's plastic.
Actually, it's funny because the pinking shears that they've included, they have pinking shears with metal handles. And then they have these lightweight pinking shears, which was included in the package that I got. And they have plastic handles. But their description is identical on the website.
For the pinking shears? For
the pinking shears. That they say the lightweight ones are basically lightweight versions of the ones that they have in their regular ones, right? The regular ones with the metal handles.
But do they say that the handles are plastic? On the pinking shears?
They say that it's. I'm not sure if they say if their handles are plastic, but they do say they're lightweight versions of the ones that they have their regular pinking shears. So they're exactly the same, is what they're saying.
Except they have plastic handles.
Yeah, except they're a lightweight version.
But they didn't clearly state that there was plastic handles on that. That was something you assume because they did mention plastic handles.
Well, I don't know. You have to go look at the fucking...
Well,
I have to go look at the ad again. Oops.
You should remember these things. Anyways, the point I am trying to make with this that you're saying is Their descriptions are inconsistent. If they're offering a product of theirs they call lightweight, what they need to have is a little explanation of what lightweight means in general. Lightweight means instead of our stainless or our steel handles, there will be plastic handles. And if there's any other differences, those should be stated up front right there where you can see it. So that when you're looking at anything on their website that says lightweight version, you know exactly what that means, whether it's in a gift set or you're buying it separately. Because you know what will happen is, and someone already did this because they wrote me a comment about how much something was or that. It is so easy when you see a pair of scissors on there for $20. You go, oh, they have a picture, but the picture doesn't really show clearly that the handle is different. You're not even thinking that. You're going, $20 for a good pair of scissors, that's a really great price. But they're the lightweight ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's written there. It says lightweight, but you can miss it. Now, I'm not saying that they have set that up on purpose to trick us or anything like that. I don't think that's the point. I'm saying that whoever puts this stuff up for them, or if they do it themselves, they need to look at it with a more critical mind and look at it from the consumer. They know their product. They know what their product is. They need to have somebody come in and read their descriptions before they publish them and read it like not knowing a thing. And then saying to them, okay, what do you gather these are? They're called lightweight. Why? Why do you think we call them light? Ask them these questions. And I think then you would get a better description. Mind you, I was an English teacher, so I'm picky about stuff like this, right?
No, I know, but I with the pinking shears, they said they were lightweight versions of their regular pinking shears, right? So I assumed, before looking at the descriptions of the shears, that these fabric scissors were lightweight versions of their regular shears. And that was my mistake. It was an assumption without reading the description, and the description says that it's more general scissors.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about now. What you mean by that?
No,
you started with pinking shears. Could we carry on that thought before you jump over to other scissors? What did you mean about, you read about the pinking shears and it said lightweight, and you?
It said these are lightweight versions of our regular pinking shears.
Okay. What does that mean?
That means to me that they're the same as the regular weight pinking shears, but they're lighter weight.
What does that mean? Lighter weight. Does that mean our regular scissors our regular scissors are 20 pounds? Our lightweight are half that? Is that what you mean?
No.
Well, what do you mean? I'm trying to point out something here. It's ambiguous.
Well, we're sitting here talking off the top of the head without even
Okay, look it up. You're not getting my point. We're having a domestic over scissors. Really. So
okay, Midnight Edition pinking shears, which is the regular one, says our pinking shears are known for being buttery smooth, powerful enough to cut through virtually any kind of fabric. They're not like any other pinking shear out there and considered to be one of the best pinking shears on the market.
Okay, just before you go to the next description, no, go back down to this for a second. Buttery smooth. Okay. If they apply that, and I know they haven't, to the lightweight scissors, they're not buttery smooth. Their shears are, though. They're regular shears.
No, the pinking shears cut the same.
No. What I'm saying is they use the word buttery with the pinking shears. Right?
Yeah.
Did they use the word buttery with the lightweight scissors? They did not. I know what that, because I never saw the word buttery. But that word buttery does describe the scissors very well. They're regular scissors because they do. They cut like butter. They really do. The lightweight do not. This is semantics. And now he's looking this up. And what are you finding?
Finding this stupid mailing list thing is popping up here. Okay, Midnight Edition fabric shears.
These are the regular ones.
Yeah. Our Midnight Edition fabric shears are industrial grade professional tool, handcrafted by our scissor masters. They are our best-selling fabric shears.
Okay. Funny, the pinking shears had a better description
Yeah.
than that. Okay, so this is what I'm saying, all right? I don't want to dwell on this right now because this is getting nowhere. What I'm saying is they need to be more accurate in their descriptions. They're all over the place. Now, maybe people don't read the descriptions. I don't know, but we did. But anyway,
So they're lightweight version
Here
of
we
our
go.
popular fully metal pinking shears. Our pinking shears are known for being buttery smooth and powerful enough to cut through any kind of fabric. They're not like any other pinking shear. So all it says it's their lightweight version of their fully metal ones. But they don't say that they're not. They just infer that they're not fully metal.
And now I come back to my original point. What does lightweight mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lightweight can have all kinds of different definitions. They don't tell you anything about that. Lightweight can mean they're not as heavy. Let's see. I have arthritis in my hand and I can't handle a pair of really heavy scissors. These are lightweight. Oh, they're lighter. Maybe that would be better for my hand. Is that what they mean? No, that's not what they mean. If they say these are lightweight scissors because we've replaced the metal handles with plastic handles, that would make sense. They're not. I know it's all nitpicky, and there's a bunch of you out there already are going, oh, really? Get off the pot, kind of a thing. What does it really matter? Well, it does matter. It does matter because you're not spending a little money on this. You're spending a good chunk of change. So you want to know what you're going to get. Now, the other thing that bothered me about their reply was this. You're welcome to return the set by November 25th to get a refund. You will just need to send it back to us. What they really mean here is you're covering the cost of shipping them to us. Fine. I can send them back to them. They'll give me a refund, but the refund will be less the amount that I have spent sending it to them back. So that to me is a tone. Tone says,
so I investigated. It would cost me about $30 to send it back, which is the price of scissors.
yeah. So there you go. That is not good customer service, and that's not accommodating a customer. Okay? So basically what it is you're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I dare you to send back the scissors to us because it's going to cost you. Ha ha ha, sucker. That's the way I'm taking it. Okay? Again, maybe that's not what they mean, but say what you mean. Then. So, we have solved the problem. How'd you solve the problem?
Or the better set.
He ordered the better set of the scissors that'll go into the gift box, and you now have a pair of the other set, which, well, you can use them for things.
Yeah.
They cut. I don't know. You might think I'm going overboard with this, but
I mean, I do like their shears. I'm not that crazy about the fabric scissors, but I do like their shears. I don't really like the way they conduct business.
no.
There is actually another thing that I did that I didn't tell you about, but was I did write a review on their page about those shears.
And is the review still there?
The review has never been posted because they filter their reviews.
Which they're not the only company that does that.
So
But
all their reviews are glowing, but that's only because they post the ones that are glowing.
yeah. So that's not unlike other companies too. They do the same thing. They don't want bad reviews. They make it sound like everybody loves their product. Again, so what does this mean in the future when dealing with LDH scissors? Would I buy another pair of scissors from them? Yes, I would. Buyer beware. I will read the description very, very carefully. And I'd probably go with their professional line. I'm not going with their lightweight stuff the next time with it. But I'll be cautious about it because basically their customer service, I don't say it sucks. Because
I think if I said that the item was defective,
yeah,
which, like, I mean, if I had said that no, these shears or the scissors were defective, they would send me another pair.
wait. Now you're doing assumptions again.
No, they said that in the letter.
Yeah, they said that in the letter, but this was based on what I wrote on the letter before that, where I said, they said in that other one that, yeah, if they're defective, they'll replace them. What they don't tell you, though, is, so what does that mean? If we said, yeah, they're defective, that we get to keep the defective ones, so they'll automatically send us another
Well, they
pair?
did send in a previous note. They said that she would send me another pair to try out.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, but they're not telling you. They're not telling you one way or the other. Do they want the old ones back?
Yeah, it's
And
true.
if they want the old ones back, does that mean you're going to have to pay to send them to them?
Yeah.
And does it mean that they're going to send you the other pair once they have received the other pair?
That's true.
They see, this is my whole point. And you have just proven a really good example of a consumer who is not aware. Consumer, beware. You made assumptions based on a minimal amount of information that they put up there. You made assumptions about their replies. This is what most people will do. I'm not most people. I'm hypercritical about anything that's in writing. Usually you're more critical about things. But if it's in writing, I'm critical about it. So be careful what you say. Like, put your money where your mouth is, kind of a deal. Bottom line is, I'm not saying don't buy a pair of scissors from LDH. I still think that their product, for the most part, are excellent. The price point is not horrible. Customer service is lacking a little bit. So, I will continue to support them. But, what would be really nice is if they ever saw this review, that they reached out and offered to give us a credit on a future purchase or something like that. Not that I'm looking for a freebie here or anything, but to me, that changed your opinion about a company really quickly. I have had some companies, without me even complaining, when I've said, oh, by the way, something happened or whatever, and they apologized profusely, and they said, we want to give you a credit of $10 or 10% off your next purchase or something like that. It's a little thing, but it makes you happy. You think, well, these people really care. That's not the feeling I'm getting from this. Okay.
No.
So anyways, that's enough about LDH. We've dealt with them, and and we thought we'd share that with you. And as I said, some of you think that I'm nitpicking. Maybe I am. Whatever. Okay, moving on. Today's topic. Okay, speaking of nitpicking, here's something that blows me out of the water all the time, and not in a good way. And that has to do with searches. All right, people, are you lazy? Yes, I try, and sometimes I do a good job of it, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget to put a listing for most things that I review or talk about in my videos. Okay? But I always get somebody, even when I do list it or when I do mention in the video by name, and I'm talking here primarily fabric, because that's the thing that comes up most. Oh, what's the name of that fabric? If I know the name, I usually say it, and if I do have a link or something, I will usually put it in the show notes, but it doesn't happen all the time. But I've had people turn around and say, oh, what's the name of that fabric? I said it in the first 10 minutes of the video. You can rewind, You can go back and listen again. But there's other things that come up. I'll say, I got this from Amazon. Oh, can you give me the link for that? What, the link for Amazon? Everybody's got it. Amazon.com, Amazon.ca. No, that's not what they mean. They want the actual link for the product, but I've already told you the name of the product. All you have to do is go into Amazon search bar and type it in. It's not that hard.
Well, actually, the problem for us is that we purchase products from Amazon Canada.
Yeah.
And the U.S. searches products from Amazon.com. So he could send a link to you, but it's Amazon Canada.
And if you think I'm going to take the time to find the equivalent product on Amazon.com for you, no. And why am I not going to do that? Because you can do it. You can. It's not hard. You can do it. Sometimes it just reeks of laziness. Now, there are times when the questions are legit. Like, what I mean by that is, yeah, I forgot completely. And that happens.
Or if somebody had actually said on the question, I've searched all over the internet looking for that product, but I can't seem to find it. Do you happen to have a link for it?
Yeah. But it's just, and there's some I have that do this on a regular basis too, and it's starting to annoy me. So I'm thinking, okay, let's make an assumption they don't know how to search. I mean, I assumed in this modern day and age, everybody has access to Google or to Safari or whatever your search engine of choice is, that you know how to do a basic search and how to find things. But apparently that's not it. You know, aren't we lucky in the 21st century? Think back when we were kids going to school and we had to do research for an essay. Where did we have to go? Library. What did we have to do? Card catalog, which was confusing enough. And then trying to find it on the bookshelf that was there and check it all out. Now, any question we have, we go into Google. So, I thought we would talk a little bit. I have the master searcher sitting next to me right now. Walter can find anything about anything.
Well, the thing is I don't just ask one question. If I don't get an answer from that one question, I try it a different way.
Right. So, I have an article that I'm going to put up here on the screen for you. I have put the link for this article in the show notes below, and it's a really good article. It's called 21 Google Search Tips You'll Want to Learn. In fact, there's more here than you can absorb. And I'm just going to point out a couple of things, and Walter will fill in my gaps because he's better at searching than I am. But these are basic things that you can do. And I'm thinking here about when you see fabric and you don't know the name of it and you don't know where to begin to search for it, how you can go about doing that. So, first of all, everybody knows this one, right? Keywords. All right, you're looking for a specific fabric. Put into Google what you already know. Okay? You know that it's fabric. Don't be afraid to use the word fabric. Fabric. It's got a floral print on it. Floral print fabric. Maybe you heard the manufacturer's name or you have a suspicion who it is. So it's from Northcott. Floral print fabric Northcott. Okay? That's a start. And you know what Google does? Google will start off. Now, the first few things that Google will throw up on the screen, and this throws people off. They put up ones called sponsored when you do a search. The first 2 or 3 things that are there are not necessarily as well related to your search as you would think. They're advertisements. There are people picking up on keywords because what advertisers do with Google is they buy banks of keywords. They are charged by how popular the word is in a search. These are called metadata. You don't see them. They're hidden from us on the pages of Google. But they're there. That's how Google knows where to go. It looks for this metadata. And companies, advertising companies, will buy certain words. They're charged for them. So, for example, if I go up here and I do a search for, let's just say, floral quilt, quilting fabric. Look what came up on the screen. What are the first 1, 2, 3, 4 entries? Sponsored. That's how you know that this is a paid thing. Dinky Doo Fabrics. Where does it say floral and Dinky Doo Fabrics?
Yeah, sometimes when you get these sponsored things up, it may not have what you're looking for in it. It's just, it has keyed on a thing like fabric or something.
So let's go here and see what we get. Well, I hate it when these sites have all these stupid pop-ups that come up. Floral. New Tula Pink Roar.
No, it just brought you to their website.
It just took you to the website. I guess this is sort of floral, but it's just taking you to the front page of their website on there. Go back. Now, the next one down here is floral quilt fabric, but it's an Etsy store. Well, that is floral. Okay. So the Etsy store one worked. So it may work, it may not work. But that's not the ones you want to go to in the first place. Skip the sponsored ones, unless it's a company you know and you want to check out their stuff. Like here, you've heard me talk about Quiltititious. But even it, you see, it's come up with, you know, that you're not going to go immediately to necessarily floral pattern. Now, this one, though, has pictures, and those are floral. Another one with pictures. And so as you go down, you'll find more and more of these kind of things. But have you ever used this little bar up here? Okay, I'm looking for a specific pattern or quilting, not quilting pattern, a fabric pattern, get the words out. And I don't know anything more about it than just what it looks like. So if I click on images, look, and I can scan through these. I may find my fabric, I may not, but I've got a really good chance of finding it.
Or finding something similar that you think that may be in the same line.
Yeah. And then all I have to do is click on it, and it's going to take me to the site where I can get that. So don't underestimate that little bar that's up there. It even has sub bars. So you see it's got flower, but it's got clothing, quilting, it's got other categories. So all of this is laid out for you here just by simply putting that in. So you should be able to find it. What else can you do? Well, Walter said ask a question. Okay, ask a question like what needle size should I use with 40 weight thread? And I'm in images still, so I'll just go to all.
Yeah.
Look at that. We recommend a size 90-14 when sewing with 40 weight thread. When you ask a question, oftentimes what will come up first on the screen is an answer. It may not be exactly the answer you're looking for, depending on the nature of your question, but look down further. People also asked, what size needle uses 40 weight thread? What is 40 weight thread used for? What size needle do you need to match the thread size? So, see, they have other types of questions that may be related to the question you ask. So check that out. And those always come up first on the screen. And then it'll go down from there on whatever, more specifics. So really easy. Just ask Google a question. I think what some people do is they don't think to ask a question. They just throw in a term. And that gives you a different result. Another thing, now, if you're in YouTube, you can do something similar, okay? If you're looking for a specific YouTube video, you know you saw one in passing once about doing something like, let's say, how to bind. Okay.
Or say, how to sew a French seam.
Okay. How to sew a French seam. So you're going to get a selections of things here. Now, you may also get ones that are advertising a product, okay? Like Craftsy, that right here. If you take a look at the time and how long this is an advertisement for a course on Craftsy. 46-second video, probably, and it says it's sponsored.
And it's a magnetic seam guide.
Yeah. So you've got to be selective.
Yeah.
Move your way further down. Look for videos that are by individuals, look at how long the video is, look at the description. Here you go, sewing French seam. This is the one that I would pick on first. Why? Because it's telling me how to sew a French seam. So I would go to that video, and of course you'd have an ad through it. Let's get out of the ad. There we go.
Hello, I'm Anika from Made to Sew, and welcome to our French seam tutorial. In this short tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to sew a French seam. So, when would you use a French?
Okay, she's impressing me right now. Good YouTube videos that are tutorials are going to give you an overview of what they're going to teach you and talk right at the front. So you don't have to wait forever. She's getting right to the point. Bang. I've never seen this video before.
I have seen Made to Sews before, and actually they're pretty good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're the one that came up with the question right now. We did not plan this to go to that. But you see how easy it is? Just ask a question, and you'll find the answer. Now, if we go back to this search tips in Google, there's ways you can refine your searches. There's many ways, actually. But one way that a lot of people don't know about and is very useful is the plus and minus sign. You know, you will get, when you put in a search, let's see here, you'll put in certain terms, but you may find if you look in these descriptions down at the bottom, there may be a line through one of your words. What that means is, of course, I can't find one right now to show that to you, but down in here, down the bottom section, there will be a line through a word. It means it's giving you the results for one of the words and not for all of the words. So how do you get a search for all of the key words? Use the plus sign. So what you're saying is, let's say I want quilting fabric. That's all I'm going to put in. I'm just going to put quilting fabric. Okay, online store, connecting threads, Dinky Doo, Joann's. I'm getting all kinds of things here. That it's all over the place. But let's say I want to find quilting fabrics just places in Canada. So I use the plus sign, add the word Canada. Now everything that comes up in the search engine has to do with fabric in Canada. And I can refine that further. I can put in another term. So the more terminology I can put into my Google search, or that refines the search, more apt to get something that's more to what I want, and I won't have to leaf through multiple pages. Now, there is something very interesting, though, that Google has that I just discovered the other day, and I'm trying to remember how to get it to come up. There will be and it probably says in the in that little article, there's a sidebar that comes up. Oh, here we go. Safe search. Nope, that's not it. Of course, now that I can't find it, where's that article? It probably talks about it in this article somewhere. But it's a little sidebar that comes up on the right-hand side of your screen, and it shows you much more specific details about your search. Tilde front. See, there's all these other operators, they call them, symbols you can put into a search. Oh, there's something called advanced search. We'll come back to that. You can even put a time restraint if you're looking for something that you want very current. A reverse search. Some of this stuff is a little bit over the top. And I'm not going to find it now, and I don't know how to get that to come up, but it's a little sidebar that just pops up when you're doing a search, and it shows you more details about things on that. You have to play with that. Okay, the advanced search feature. You haven't got a clue, let's say, and you don't want to be doing random searching all over the place. So if you go to Tools on the top, that's not the one, maybe it's more. Okay, where the heck is the advanced search?
At the top, not sure.
No, it's not those. Well, let's do this. Google. Not goggle.
No.
Okay. No, well, I'm in a very bad spot for typing. Google Advanced.
No.
I can't type from this angle. Advanced.
There.
So, there it is. Okay. So you just type in Google Advanced Search and you'll find this, but there is something you can click for this too. Now, in here, you've got all kinds of parameters you can put in here. The more details you put in here, the more you'll refine your search. You can refine your search too much, though, and then you don't find anything.
You might not find anything.
Yeah. And if you look down here, they give you other helping hints. Find pages that are similar to the URL. Search pages you visited. Use operators in the search box. Customize your search settings. Most people don't go to the bottom of a Google search page. You should. There's more information at the bottom of it to help you out.
And sometimes if you put in like a question and you don't get exactly the answer you do, you may want to rephrase your question.
Yeah.
And it may show you other things too. Or limit the amount of words that you put in. It may change the search again.
Thing is, too, you have to be prepared to refine your search. You just can't put in something and expect an immediate answer. That's what some people do. They go, oh, well, it's not coming up with the answer I want.
Yeah, I know. Somebody might be looking for a Janome sewing machine, and they just put in Janome. Well, you're going to get all kinds of stuff from Janome. But if you know the model of the machine you're looking for, or if you're looking for, let's say, quilt stores in Oshawa or something like that, you have to say that. Like you don't say, oh, quilt stores, but don't put the location. So
the other thing now someone's going to say, yeah, I saw this fabric. I really like it. I know nothing about it. I just like the pattern. How can I find it? Well, Google has another thing called Google Lens. Now, to get into Google Lens, you need to go to a blank Google page. And if you look here in the search bar for this, over here, there is a little button that looks like a camera. It's called Search by Image. You click on that, and then if you've got the picture somewhere already, or it's on your phone, because you can do this on your phone as well, you can drag it over. So, for example, let me just minimize this screen for a second so I can show you what I'm talking about. I have this image of this fabric. Let me just get this. I have no idea. Well, I do know, but let's say I didn't. I have that image. So what I can do is I can take that image, click on it, and that's not going to do it because it won't let me. Why? This all worked before. I need to.
Can you not do a capture?
Yeah, that's what it's going to do.
At the bottom?
Yeah, capture this. Okay, so I can do a screen capture of this particular one. And, of course, my capture button has to go down here. So I'm just going to take a little piece of this fabric. Okay, go back here, and I'm going to pick this up off my...
Yeah, you have to put it to your desktop. It's going to put it on your desktop.
I'm running a Mac, people. I'll just drag that image that I just took the picture of. There it is. And look what I found. There you go. So I have now all kinds of places I can go to get that exact fabric, or at least find out the name about it. It's by Alexander Henry, I can see. And it's got names on it. It's got Etsy shops I can go to pick it up or whatever with that. So you can do that with any product. Actually, where Google Lens works the best is with your phone. You can take a picture, or you can go into Google Lens on your phone, actually. Where's my thing here? Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay. So I'm going to go into Google. Actually, okay.
Can you find it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, here it is. Okay. Okay. On my phone, look at the top of the screen. It says, right under the word Google, right now it's saying British pounds to Canadian. That's the last thing I did a search for. But notice there's the little camera over on the right-hand side of that screen. So if I click on that, it now goes to my camera, okay? And what all I have to do is I'm going to focus on Walter's shirt, and I'm going to hit the button, the shutter button. It tells you that, search. And it did. And there's my results. And it found things that are related to that fabric. Now, I didn't give it a huge sample, but it did find it right at the top, or one of them that's on Amazon. I'm not finding the exact one here, but I'm finding ones like it, which is good too if it's ones like that. I didn't give it a big enough sample.
Well, mind you, the shirt I got was from Spoonflower, so it may not have, it's a kind of a custom design.
Yeah. But you can use your camera. So if you're out shopping, okay, and you see something, whatever the product is, if you just go onto your phone, go into Google Lens, and take a picture of it, it'll find it probably for you. Of course, the samples I'm using today didn't work with that, but...
no, but if you got...
well, yeah, whatever. You get the point.
Yeah.
You get the point. And you can point it on objects, appliances, whatever you're looking for. It's very, very useful for that. What?
Took a picture of
what this?
my bag.
So the embroidery. So I like the embroidery design. I don't know where it came from. Take a picture of it. And yeah, it didn't find it. But it found other ones very much like it. And probably, and some of these ones I could go to, and I might find the exact design with it. It's hit and miss, but it's better than nothing. Put it that way.
If you had nothing to go on, at least it's something to try.
That's what we're showing you. If you had no idea, no clue, it's a starting point for it. Yes, I know it's easier to ask me about it, but I don't remember sometimes these kind of things. Now, there is another kind of search you can do, and I think in not too far into the future, like weeks, we're going to see this more often being used, and it's AI. Remember that program we talked about a couple of months ago called ChatGPT? Well, you can do a search on ChatGPT as well for things, and it will come up with explanations. It'll give you all kinds of information. Now, right now, I don't know if that's better than using Google. I don't think it is. Google is, got a lot of power in the search engine for it. But it's going to get to the point. Well, think about if you have an Amazon, an Alexa device. You can ask Alexa questions to find things for you as well. Of course, that has to be all done verbally, but as opposed to what we were just doing now, putting in a picture, that kind of thing. There are many, many other ways you can search for things on the internet. Oh, our neighbor's cutting his grass. I figured out we were taping this, and now he's starting up his lawnmower. Okay.
He always does that Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, you've got that down, Pat, now, too. You got a schedule on a wall map? Anyways, So the whole point of this, what we're talking about today, is stop asking questions.
Google
it. That's what that is there for. Google it. Anybody can use Google. You could probably find the answer to your question sooner than I can send it to you. Okay? And I'll be really honest, okay? You might not want to hear this, and you may hate me and want to unsubscribe from me forever and whatever. I don't necessarily answer every question that comes up. I don't have time. I just don't have time to do that. Okay? And it bores me. So, on my part, I will try to be better at putting things in the show notes and that, but I won't be able to put everything in those show notes, and I will forget at times as well. So if you're really stuck, then ask the question. But do some due diligence first before you go to that. And you'll probably find all kinds of things that were spin-offs from what you asked, which means going down the enabler hole, because then that's how I end up buying things. I'm looking for one thing, but I found 3 others that I want. It happens. Okay, so I hope that gave you some sense of what to do. It's by no means extensive. You can do more research on Google to find out how to use Google effectively. I've got that one article here in the show notes, but just type in the question, how do I do a Google search? And you'll get lots of information about that. Okay, so that's it for us today. And yeah, Pop-Up Sew Day, not this weekend, the weekend after. Stuff's in the show notes. Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen, yep. And our live will be on Sunday, as usual, at 4 p.m. So, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to everybody later. Say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.
Okay, just when you thought we were leaving, one more thing we forgot to do. And Walter's very pissed off with me because we didn't do it. And it was up to him to tell me that he wanted to do it. He wants you to see his bag. Show your bag, Walter.
This is the bag I'm giving the lady for her birthday. That's So Fabulous on one side and this gnome on the other side.
Hope she doesn't take offense to the fact that gnome's a little on the plump side.
Well, she's a little on the plump side.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. But there you go. That's the gift thing. And when we get the whole bag put together for the wafer presentation, I'll take a picture of it and we'll share it on live. Mm-hmm. Right. So anyways.
No, we won't share it on live because that's after we give it to her.
I said we would take a picture of it before we give her. Okay.
All right. Fine.
Bye before there's death.